Thank you, John. Good afternoon through Olgata here in Hilton, Hoala, Port Moresby. Also those listening from Brisbane, and also those who have dialed in virtually. Let me also acknowledge our Prime Minister this morning that gave his opening address, and importantly, his words of support to our industry and also going forward to our country as a safe place, open for business, and to support business going forward. And as Peter, you mentioned about stability, I think we all heard from the Prime Minister this morning, so that's very encouraging and reassuring for us. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the Australian Minister for International Development and the Pacific, Senator, Honourable Zesel Kar, for his address this morning, and acknowledge everyone as partners, our government colleagues, industry colleagues, private sector and public sector, our key stakeholder landowners. Many of them are here with us in Hoala, Hilton Hoala. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to acknowledge this very world-class establishment here, Hilton Hoala, is owned by landowners in a project area through MRDC. So it's an honor and privilege to represent all sets today, this afternoon, not only to give a business update, but to share a bit of our history and our experiences of operating in Papua New Guinea. In line with the theme of our conference, Resource Industry, making it work for Papua New Guinea, I will also speak directly to the power of collaboration and partnerships with government, the industry, communities, and other stakeholders, and how these meaningful partnerships are contributing to improvements in socio-economic outcomes at present and beyond our projects. And we've had a lot of presentations this morning about the power of collaborations and partnership. Next slide, please. Just a disclaimer, Lord Tok Tok Blomia. So we can go on to the next one, please. Yeah, my presentation this afternoon will cover who we are, our PNG oil and gas operations, beyond our projects, and outlook and summary. Next slide, please. I begin with a brief history of Allset's origins to highlight our sustained commitment to Papua New Guinea and our local communities. And I'm sure many of you are aware of this history, and we heard from the Prime Minister over 90 years in Papua New Guinea. Exploration in PNG began during the First World War, initially in the lowlands areas of Papua. After the First World War, Allsets was incorporated and commenced its operations efforts in 1929. The company then joined BP and Mobil from Australasian Petroleum Company Limited in 1938. The first well had just commenced drilling at Kairiava in Gulf province in 1941, when the Second World War broke and out in the Pacific. APC had to suspend activities and relocate to Melbourne in 1942. After the war, the company returned to PNG in 1946 and resumed drilling. Despite some early gas finds in 1950s and 60s in the Gulf areas, it was the opening up of the Highlands Fault Belt in the 60s and 70s that led to initially gas, then oil discoveries in the 1980s in Hides, Kutubu, Angore, Southeast Mananda, and Penyang, when large helicopters were introduced to allow access into our remote highlands. Puri-1, which sputtered in 1957, when the first well in the world to be drilled entirely from helicopter support. Oil production, operated by Chevron, commenced in 1992, and further discoveries in Gobe, then Moran, were commercialized through the early to mid-90s. The Elk Antelope gas discovery was made in the early 2000s, and of course the sector has seen the development of the PNG LNG project, a world-class project, and we just heard from Peter an update from that project, which began production in 2014 ahead of schedule. At this juncture, I take this opportunity to pay tribute to late Imbi Tangune, who until his untimely passing was the General Manager Client Services at MRDC, and whose tireless efforts played a vital role in the commencement of Kurubu Oil Project and our ongoing stakeholder collaboration with government, our landowners, and development partners in this space. I also honor the memory of other late colleagues who have recently passed and acknowledge the contributions to the development journey of all sets. For the resource industry, we operate in, as many of you know, in some of the world's most challenging terrain. And as many know also, apart from road infrastructure, we rely heavily on aerial support. For all sets, the cost for helipad-supported exploration wells in the highlands, the cost is between US 100 million to US 150 million per well, whereas the probability of commercial success in our country is about 1 in 10. Despite the business challenges, there have been many opportunities, and we have remained consistent in our efforts and maintain our PNG focus and commitment throughout the 90 plus years. When others exited PNG, all sets remain. Like we say in Pidgin, one plug garden, that's all we have here. We don't have other gardens in the world to go to. And it certainly has been a long road to success. It took the company more than 60 years to generate revenue from our exploration and development efforts. However, the last 30 years has seen All Sets grow into a significant energy company, and we remain steadfast in a commitment in generating shared value for all our stakeholders. As an upstream energy company, understanding and managing the risks and opportunities posed by energy transition pathways is critical for long-term success. We acknowledge the PNG government ambitious efforts and the governments of other jurisdictions we operate in the prominence given to the signs of climate change. At all sets, we are committed to delivering low-cost, high energy that meets society's needs. That is our purpose. And with a focused portfolio, our ambition is to be the preferred energy company for all stakeholders. Since 2003, we have been the operator of all PNG's producing oil fields. Our facilities, pipelines, and licenses straddle the Southern Highlands, Hela, Gulf, Central, and Western provinces. The scale of our operations reaches across 1 million hectares of land, 8 local level governments, close to 500 villages, approximately 35,000 landowners, 13 language groups, and hundreds of clans and incorporated land groups. At all sets, we know our long-term strategy is underpinned by one of our business objectives is to become trusted and preferred employer and partner of choice. Our commitment to supporting, empowering, and enabling our people is sustained by our diversity and inclusion strategy and our plans for succession management. Through our training and development programs, we are helping to expand the national skills base, of which I'm pleased to say that 88% of our Papua New Guinean team, PNG team, are Papua New Guinean citizens, and almost 80% of leadership roles in PNG are filled by Papua New Guinean leaders. In terms of gender diversity, we will continue our efforts to improve the representation of females in oil and gas sector. In 2020, we had about 21% of senior management level roles filled by PNG women, while our graduate program had 58% female represented. And it was good to see what you presented earlier, Peter, really encouraging, thank you. At all sets, we are committed in providing a safe work environment and protecting the mental and physical well-being of our employees and contractors. This is our duty of care, and in an environment exacerbated by a global pandemic, we rely on our dedicated team of medical and occupational health services professionals at each of our project sites, including Port Moresby in Australia, to provide our personnel with the best medical health care. Apart from the free medical care at each of our site clinics, we strive to play a leadership role in employment practices in areas such as paid parental leave, first home ownership scheme, supporting employees who are affected by family violence, and through our ongoing support of the Bell EC PNG initiative and membership of the Business Coalition for Women. We are receiving additional resources and transformational tools to support positive change in the workplace, in homes and communities. And it was good to see this morning in the national budget yesterday, in the budget, the national government passed close to 8 million to support gender-based violence. With our core values and behaviors of one team, stakeholder-focused, courageous, we deliver and we are sustainable, all sets will continue to provide a supportive and collaborative workplace where every employee feels respected and recognized. The next phase of our journey will see us continuing to prioritize activities that support our leaders in role modeling our inclusive culture and behaviors or pasin, as we say in Tokpisin. This is our sustained commitment. The successful delivery of our growth relies on sustaining an accountable, high-performing culture and looking after the safety and well-being of our people. As a result of strict adherence of COVID-19 protocols, including early quarantine detection and isolation, our safe and reliable operations have been maintained despite the impacts of COVID-19. Our third quarter operating revenue was US $400 million, up 12% from the previous quarter. This came off the back of a solid production performance in the previous quarter through a lot of hard work from all our teams and the dedication of everyone. I would like to take this opportunity, if I may, to recognize all SET's employees, contractors, our landowner company leaders, and the staff in the local area communities in each of the petroleum license areas where we operate. The PNG LNG project, and we just heard a while ago from Peter, a world-class asset with a world-class operator in Exxon, continued to perform above nameplate production. At all sets, we progress our business improvement initiatives, including process safety and operational excellence. I will share with you a few of these initiatives. At present, good progress, and we've had since this morning, good progress is being made across all our major growth projects. We are seeing a ramp up of Papua LNG project activities as the operator targets feed entry in 2022, and John Mark will be talking a bit more on that later. Next one is, I would like to share a few of our operational highlights. This is the first. The first is the Northwest Moran flow line repair, which was completed at the end of 2020, when the 2018 7.5 earthquake devastated many local communities. It also caused major damage, significant damage to 3 of our production wells at the Agogo production facility. We commissioned a major project to reconstruct the Northwest Moran flow lines and repair damage to the impacted well pads. Following a huge collective effort by various teams in a remote setting, the Northwest Moran flow lines were reconnected with aerial support 6 months ahead of schedule. I think there's a video that'll come up for the Northwest. Can you play that video of a short video? Okay, sorry, I think the video is having some, it's coming up.
Okay, coming up. All clear, well above everything, lots of power. 70%. Just confirm, cut it loose. Cut it loose. Thank you, Sebs. That went better than I thought. Perfect. Nicely done. Yeah, well done. Okay, the chief.
As you can see from that video, I think just tells a story of the terrain, the challenges, and the patience to wait for the right weather conditions to go in. You know, the weather variables of what? Of visibility, wind, temperature, and that again, that narrow opportunity to do this work. So again, a great outcome to our teams in the field. Another achievement which I like to share, which I'm really, and all of us at AllSets are really pleased to announce, is the first of its kind integrated operations center for AllSets in Papua New Guinea. Established recently in the AllSets head office in Port Moresby, the center has been designed to drive safety, production, and cost performance by leveraging on technology to create a robust, connected workforce through live feed to CCTV at AllSets production facilities in the Highlands, digital whiteboards, 3D models, safety and reservoir performance data, among others. The center empowers our Port Moresby-based technical staff to directly work with and support our oil field operations remotely. It took a team effort to deliver this first of for AllSets and for Papua New Guinea. Part of the project team is a young Papua New Guinean engineer named Ali Manasinkek, who led the installation and commissioning efforts. I think there's a picture of him there. Ali joined AllSets through our graduate development program in 2019, and we are proud to see an in-house talent, young talent, such as Ali advance in their roles. Ali will be instrumental in evolving the data and visualization to improve the real-time support for production facilities. Sustainability is embedded across the business and sits at the core of all decisions. And we saw in our mining colleagues this morning present on sustainability also, and Peter a while ago. In 2020, we took significant steps to define an overarching sustainability strategy and create a model that clearly represented the elements and boundaries of sustainability, proving a framework to engage with external stakeholders about key sustainable risks and to measure our performance. The sustainability strategy sees AllSets focus its sustainability efforts under 7-pillar sustainability model, as you can see up there. Action with series to clear commitments on climate, on environment, community, health and safety, people, integrity, and economic sustainability to deliver short to medium term sustainable outcomes. AllSets was recently recognized independently and by institution for its efforts and commitments to sustainability. Because this is not only for AllSets, but also for our country and also those that work with us, our partners. We were ranked in the 92 percentile of all oil and gas upstream and integrated participants, with an improved score of 71 over 100, up 11% on 2020, by the Dow Jones Sustainability Indices. From Sustainalytics ESG, a risk rating of 6 out of 260 of global oil and gas producers. And we were included again on the Giving Large Top 50 list for 2021. Companies are selected for inclusion in the Dow Jones Sustainability Indices, S&P 500 ESG, and several other sustainability indices, in part based on the results in the S&P Global Corporate Sustainability Assessment. Inclusion in the DSI Australia is an outstanding achievement for AllSets and everyone at AllSets, partners, landowners, and reflects our absolute and sustained commitment to a sustainable future as the preferred energy for all stakeholders. Our investment in PNG goes much further than straight taxes, royalties, and levies. In 2020, we contributed 1.5 billion to socio-economic contributions. These included payments to PNG employees, government, landowner, and supply companies, shareholders, and company investments. We paid 86 million in community investment in 2020, including 36 million to the AllSets Foundation as grant. Between 2010 to 2020, close to 2 billion in contracts gross contracts to landowners companies, and we delivered 280 projects under the PNG government in partnership, general infrastructure tax credit at the cost of just over $500 million in areas of education, health, transport, district administration, law and justice. We also paid more than $3 billion in taxes between 2013 to 2020. At all sets, we also publish what we pay through the Extractive Industry Initiative, Transparency Initiative. At this point, I'd also like to acknowledge one of the key risks for all of us in the industry is our landowners, the benefits and how we share the benefits. And I'd like to acknowledge the work our minister has done, Minister Kua and his department, and MRDC in giving certainty to our landowners also in terms of the statutory benefits and also clarity and certainty with the negotiated benefits, which we saw throughout the year. It means for all of us, it gives us security, project security going forward. Earning and maintaining the trust and support of local communities and other stakeholders is critical to all sets' long-term success. Our approach as a responsible member of our communities is underpinned by strong, clear human rights commitments. The delivery of social value is embedded in our business strategy. Part of our DNA, or as we say in Pidgin, Passin, is built on the right thing to do, but also a real community development program that addresses the challenges in the communities which we work and the social stresses that can lead to project disruption. Our sustainability planning process starts with the end in mind of building towards a sustainable state for landowner communities. This includes active multi-stakeholder approach and strategic engagement. Here are a few examples. Access to quality education at all levels underpins progress in all other areas. With over 122 schools in our project area footprint, we are helping to connect young people with education opportunities, training, skills needed to secure a bright future, sustain their livelihoods, and support their communities. We all know the youth bulge challenge we're facing in the country, the high population growth, and also a larger number of our population are the youth. So it's a challenge for all of us, and especially in our project area, to keep them engaged and give those opportunities. In 2020, through the All Sets Foundation, we helped achieve an 82% increase in the number of children completing literacy classes in partnership with the Australian and PNG governments. We know we're making a meaningful contribution towards social and economic development by investing in education. All our projects provide shared opportunities for our local landowners, companies. Work carried out by landowner companies is fundamental to our ongoing operating success and project stability. This work provides employment and skills training to many thousands of people who live within the communities we operate. And we had early on the partnership also with the IBBM, opportunities to improve diversity and also business outcomes. We also provide technical support towards an innovative community piggery enterprise project known as Wonderland Agri-Stock Limited. The enterprise is owned by 5 key landowner companies in our operating areas and aims to build a local economy, improve local community accessibility to agriculture markets, and expand. Again, we all know in Papua New Guinea, agriculture and our land is our DNA too, so we need to promote and encourage that also. Power remains, I think we had earlier, one of the most significant challenges social for Papua New Guinea. We all know that only, I think less than 15% have access to power. Most don't have access to power, and for us, we want to be part of the solution. That's why we got into power business, and with New Power, a partnership between ourselves and Kumul Petroleum Limited, we tried a biomass project in Leh. We've carried that to look at how we can become part of the power solution story. While our absolute focus is on safety and well-being of workforce. We will continue to play a part in PNG's fight against COVID-19. And we've had previously also as an industry, you can see the combined efforts as an industry, how we've all managed to keep all our production going despite the challenges and the headwinds brought about by COVID-19. At All Sets Foundation has helped deliver 12 tons of COVID-19 personal protective equipment for health staff in 3 supported provinces in partnership with the government and provincial health authorities. We were able to reach targeted populations in our project areas and boost 19 vaccine uptake. I will speak more about the Foundation's reach and impact shortly. We are also assisting PNG government through dedicated task force with supply chain and logistics. Again, in 2021, we renewed our major sponsorships to promote rugby league. We all know rugby league is the #1 sport in the country. We continue to support the PNG Orchids, our women's team, and also in partnership with Exxon and PNG LNG, also support the PNG Kumuls. And it's all getting everyone ready for the World Cup next year. And also we continue to support financially and resources-wise to the All Sets National Football Stadium. This year we continue also in reach out to cancer education in our collaboration in PNG Cancer Foundation and the good work they're doing in terms of education. As we all know, lifestyle diseases are hurting a lot in the country, but also in our industry. I'll give me probably another 2 slides. I'm conscious of time, but I'll come towards the end now. The power of partnerships, and I'll talk a bit about our All Sets Foundation. In 2015, we formed the All Sets Foundation from the All Sets Health Foundation previously to provide improved health services, education, youth, and women's empowerment and protection in our project area. I'd like to just acknowledge Gary Aupi, who's here with us. He was one of the key behind the foundation, and our former managing director, Peter Borton, who started the foundation during that time. Through the foundation, our strategic partnerships play a key role in providing practical solutions to development challenges in PNG. Over the past 6 years, the foundation has contributed to the following in our project areas, which you can see on slide 1. I'll mention a few. Obviously, establishment of HELA and Gulf Provincial Health Authorities, with OSF directors at one stage chairing all 3. Gary still is the chairman of the Gulf Provincial Health Authority, despite retiring from All Sets. HELA PHA now is the top performing PHA province and has increased supervised deliveries by 20% between 2018 and 2021. Gulf PHA has improved immunization significantly from 19% coverage in 2019 to 32% in 2020. Southern Highlands improved immunization by 7%, is on track to maintain this in 2021. We have, through the foundation, administered over 1 million vaccinations for children under 5 and for polio up to 15 years, one of the highest coverages in the country. As we know, childhood vaccinations are crucial to prevent disease outbreaks, public health emergencies, and unnecessary preventable deaths. 15,000 babies safely delivered in supervised deliveries. Some health facilities in remote areas of LA have gone from no deliveries at all to over 50 safe deliveries each year. Kikori District Hospital consistently exceeds national targets for antenatal visits. Family planning services have increased by 25% across our PIAs following training of 30 staff by Murray Stopes between 2018 and 2020. And we have trained 3,000 health workers in a wide range of areas, including COVID safety measures, use of PPE, facility-based budgeting, and how to use data for planning. Of course, none of these would be possible without partnerships. In summary, we will continue doing everything that we have done, including engaging with and contributing to communities within which we work and operate. We will do that either as a standalone company or as part of a larger MEDS entity, if that comes to pass. On behalf of everyone at All Sets, both past and present, thank you for all your support. We are proud of what you've achieved together. Thank you.